From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard.
Yeah! You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight.
Liberia,
let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Your story, your power, your sound. Healthcare, education, we...
Yeah! You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight.
Liberia,
let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Your story, your power, your sound. Healthcare, education, we...
Yeah! You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight.
Liberia,
let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Your story, your power, your sound. Healthcare, education, we...
Yeah!
So good evening, fellow Liberians, wherever you are, how well you are listening to me. This is your host, George Senator Sibo, on the Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Again today, we come with a brand new and a fresh edition, a topic worth listening to. We are going to be discussing from the ballot to bad governance, from the ballot box to bad governance. how the lack of civic education has fueled corruption and bad leadership in Liberia. That is going to be our topic for today. From the ballot box to bad governance, how the lack of civic education in our schools, in our community, have fueled bad leadership and bad governance in Liberia today. I got a lot of information to provide for you, a lot of things we're going to be talking about. And I encourage you to please share our page, go on our YouTube channel, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. You can subscribe to our channel. You can share our page, and you can also like and comment. We will prefer those comments because as they are coming in, we're going to be reading them. And then for those that want to participate on the show, the lines are open. The WhatsApp lines the WhatsApp line is open. You can call in and give your comment. You can call in and give your recommendation or your suggestion. You can make a comment on the topic on a discussion. We will appreciate all of those once you can contribute on the show. Please, your comment is important for us. Share our page and encourage other friends and family to follow our page on YouTube, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, on Facebook, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, on Instagram, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, on TikTok. We are also on TikTok, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. So we encourage you, the more followers we have, the better for us, and the more information we can provide to you. Liberian deserves to know better. We deserve to know how our country are proceeding, and we deserve to know exactly what needs to be done in order for us to have good leadership and good governance. So I encourage you, share the live, share on your page, encourage people to follow, give your comment, and then we will continue from there. So again, I'm going to play our team song once more. After that, we're going to jump straight into the show so that I can start giving you. We're not going to keep you here for long, so we don't want to take much of your time. But I encourage you, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our page on Facebook, like, share, and comment. That is going to help us to move in the right direction. So let me play the theme song once more. Then when I come back, we will continue. We will start up the show. Thank you.
Yeah. You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown.
Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say. Unfiltered voices paving the way.
Liberian voices, unfiltered. Yeah, we tell you how it is, no filter. Liberian voices, unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. Bukana to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Town, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian voices, unfiltered. Yeah, you're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown.
Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say. Unfiltered voices paving the way.
Liberian voices, unfiltered. Yeah, we tell you how it is, no filter. Liberian voices, unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. Bukana to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Town, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian voices, unfiltered.
So again, good evening, fellow Liberians, wherever you are, how well you are listening. I encourage you to share our page and follow our YouTube channel. You can subscribe and let people know of the good work that we have been doing. We have one job here to provide enlightenment to Liberians, to let the people know exactly what is unfolding in government, what is expected of the citizens, and what people should do to help improve the governance system in Liberia. So for tonight, from our topic is from the ballot to bad governance: how lack of civic education has fueled corruption and failed leadership in Liberia. So let me start afresh again. And I said, fellow Liberians at home and abroad, welcome to another fearless, fact-driven, and eye-opening edition of the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, where we speak the truth to power, we cut through politics, and speak the truth that many are afraid to confront today. Today, we dive deep into one of the most powerful but necessary conversations of our time, a reality that touches every corner of our nation, from the voting booth to the executive mansion, on the topic from the ballot to bad governance: how lack of civic education fueled corruption and failed leadership in Liberia. As we all know, fellow Liberians, for decades, Liberia has suffered the consequences of leadership failure: corruption, poverty, broken system, collapsed institution, promises that never translate into progress. But behind all these failures lies a deeper problem. Liberia, a nation where millions of citizens do not fully understand their rights, their power, and the systems that govern them. When people don't know what their leaders are supposed to do, they cannot judge who is qualified. When they don't understand how their government works, they cannot demand accountability. When they don't know their own rights, they allow leaders to trample them. And when they don't understand their civic duty, the ballot becomes a weapon that can be used against themselves. Liberia's biggest crisis is not just corruption, as we all know. It is the civic ignorance of many Liberians, a crisis that allows bad politicians to buy vote with $10 or a bag of rice, a crisis that kept citizens loyal to tribes, parties, and personalities instead of competence and qualification, a crisis that keeps the nation stuck in a cycle of electing leaders we regret tomorrow. Tonight, we will examine how that ignorance has fueled corruption, has empowered failed leadership, and shaped a painful reality we live with every day in Liberia. This is not just a political conversation, it is a national wake-up call. So, tighten your seatbelt, open your mind, and prepare for another unfiltered conversation that Liberians desperately need. So, fellow Liberians, I'm your host, George Senator Sibo, the Palm African List. Hold your peace. I will be right back in just a second. And we're going to delve deep into what we just started. Thank you.
You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown.
Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say. Unfiltered voices paving the way.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell you how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Bukana to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Town, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
So, fellow Liberians, please share the live, share our live, invite people to follow. Give your comment. We're going to be posting some comment out here, comments that are in line with the show. Just be respectful. Don't no insult, no abusive languages. Just be real to the point. Say it unfiltered. Don't be afraid to call names. We will put your comment on the screen, or if you want it silent, we can do that. We don't have to put it on the screen. So we will be going on with that. So as I have started, and then I'm going to say this. In Liberia, we complain about bad leadership, about corruption, poverty. We complain about youth unemployment, poor infrastructure, weak anti-graft institution, disappointing leadership, abuse of power, poor development initiatives, and elections disappointment. But one painful truth we cannot confront as a nation is this: misinformed people will always elect wrong leaders. And then they tend to suffer based on their choice. Civic ignorance is one of Liberia's silent national disasters. It's a crisis that Liberia as a nation is confronted with. Many citizens vote emotionally. They vote on trouble line. They vote for small incentives. They don't vote based on policies. They don't vote based on competence, on national direction, or national issue. They vote because of sentiment. And as a result, the country repeatedly elect leaders who cannot or will not deliver. The lack of civic education in Liberia is fast becoming the foundation for corruption, for misgovernance, for poverty, for conflict, and national honor development. But beneath all of these problems lies the real silent crisis that Liberia as a nation is faced with. Most Liberians don't understand the power they hold or the system that governs them. When people lack civic knowledge, they can vote on emotion, like I said previously. They can vote on tribal line. Oh, yeah. They can vote on religious ground. They can vote on political ground. And oftentimes, they do vote for money. Therefore, they always fail to demand accountability from the leaders that they have elected. They tend to accept corruption as a normal thing for public officials. And because of that, they allow their leaders to operate unchecked and unquestioned. What is more frustrating and annoying is that Liberians keep repeating the same voting mistakes every election cycle and expecting different results in terms of good governance, in terms of development, in terms of welfare, health, sanitation, other stuff. And as a result of their repeated and avoidable errors, most Liberian, almost every election in Liberia has resulted to a predictable outcome. We all know that bad ballot choices can lead to bad leaders. Bad leaders will lead to bad government and governance system. And bad government will lead to bad healthcare system and no job opportunities. And bad healthcare system can also lead to poor people. When the people don't have jobs, they're going to be poor. And poor people can result into crimes and violence, as we see today in Liberia. And it can also, when there is a crime and violence that is constantly taking place within the country, you see people are living in a bad condition. You experience bad living condition. Look at West Point. Look at the Sudan community, all those underdeveloped areas. And when bad living condition worsen, it leads to sicknesses and diseases. As you see, JFK is overwhelmed. The small hospitals around, they are overwhelmed, even though they don't even have the medical capacity to handle those things. They are overwhelmed because sicknesses and diseases are taking over the country because the people are living in bad conditions. And bad living conditions, like we said, sicknesses and diseases can lead to poor health and early death. Do we know how many young people nowadays die in Liberia from early death? Young people are dying from early death because of poor health. This is exactly what Liberia as a people we are confronted with. People will say, oh, because in America, no. We're not just saying it. We have come out of Liberia and seen what it means to have good things. And when the systems are working, everybody tends to live good. Even though everybody will not get a government job, but jobs will be created within the country that people can be able to work. You can get affordable health care. You can get insurance to cover health situations or health crises. Because we are human beings. These things can happen at any time. You will need someone. You will need a fallback position. How many people in Liberia today work that they can afford health, their medical bill? They can. How much do they make in terms of salary? They can't do that. So, and all these things have been happening due to the bad choices that we have been making in terms of elections, in terms of voting our leaders. And most of these things are triggered down to the lack of civic education, to let the voters know the power that they have, to let them know. So when voters cannot distinguish between competence and popularity, when they cannot distinguish between leadership and manipulation, when they cannot distinguish between development and political drama, accountability and handout, the nation suffer for another 6 to 9 years. And that is what Liberia has constantly been confronted with. We can't tell the difference to know if this man is qualified or because he's just popular. We can't tell the difference for that. We only go because of popularity. We don't look at competence. We don't look at the difference between leadership and manipulation. The man come and lie to you, use sugar-coating words. You can't even see the leadership in him, but you choose him. Oh yeah, the man can talk. Yeah, the man can talk, but you can't even see. He manipulated, but he's not a leader. But you can't see that because you follow by what you are hearing, not what you're actually seeing. Somebody come with development instead of political drama or rhetorics. Somebody go build one bus stop in your community and say, oh yeah, the man a development engineer. Because he built one bus stop. Because he carried a few bags of rice to your community. Oh yeah, the man development. You don't understand the difference between development and political drama. Those guys are just stage managing these things. But our people that are not civically educated, that don't have that civic education to understand and what the rights and responsibility of these people are, they tend to fall for it. They tend to fall for it. And because they have fallen for those things, the nation suffer for another 6 years, sometimes 9 years, especially for senators. Our nation suffer. When the voters are uninformed, politicians do not fear being voted out. No. Because they know they only need to give us a bag of rice to the people or the community leaders, especially to the churches and the mosques. They carry 1 or 2 bags of rice. They give it to them. Oh yeah, you get our support. You get our vote. They're not afraid to be voted out. Yeah, they just need to give a few T-shirts out, and with the party logo on it. Oh yeah, I'm a sedition. I'm a unity partisan. I'm a member of the Liberty Party. When the logo is on it, you don't care who is bearing, who is going to shoulder the responsibility, who is going to lead you for the next 6 years. They don't look at that. They look at logo. They look at white T-shirt. They add to their closet to get more clothes there. But you forget about your children's generation, your children's future, and your future for the next 6 years. Liberians tend to make the wrong decision. Oh yeah, especially when they give them 10 USD or $20. Depending on the location that they are trucking them from. Oh yeah, You get $20, man, I'll vote for that man. They may give you $20. And that means the trucking distance a little bit far. Or you got to truck you from your constituency to another constituency you don't even live. But you agree, you accept it to follow a man in a place that you don't even have any connection to. You go there and vote for a leader there that you will never see, that will never make decision for you. Yeah, we do that. They make big campaign promises. Big campaign promises, they cannot fulfill them. They look for party loyalties. Those politicians are looking for party loyalty. Oh man, I'm a tribal people. My tribal people are more than the other people to vote for me. And I don't care, I'll win. I'm a Kissy man. When the Kissy people vote for me, the Kissy people more in the district, when they vote for me, I'll win. I'm a Bassa man. And the other men are going, I'm a Maningo man. We vote on tribal lines. Yeah. Those kind of things. So can you imagine? After 177 years of independence, instead of we Liberians looking at the Kennedy Manifesto, looking at the Kennedy political platform or their political pronunciamento, as I refer to that, but we are still hypothesizing on the Kennedy tribes. Oh, the men are Gilman. We are hypothesizing on the Kennedy religion. Oh yeah, they men are Muslim, I'm not going to vote for him because I'm a Christian. I'm not going to vote for him. We look at his ethnicity. We focus on gender. Oh man, that woman, I'm not voting for her. Oh, they wanted that man. The social women, I'm going to do it. We look at age. Oh, the man, he's too young, man. The boy too young. I'm not going to vote for young boy. He's too young. He's not able to. We look at the county. Oh yeah, he's from Lofa County. From Lofa County, we're good. Oh, the man, I'm a country man. Before we can sit to make decision whether or not to vote for the candidate. That means if we are doing such things at this age and stage, there is something wrong with our true nationalism. And we need to go back and reevaluate our political thought processes. That's the only way our nation can move forward. During presidential and general election in Liberia, Liberian voters hardly ask some hard questions to their political candidates. They don't ask questions. Some questions that we expect them to ask. Looking at the political candidate and asking, what is your manifesto? What is your political manifesto? And what mechanism do you have in place to achieve it? How many people ask those questions? What is your plan for the youth employment and empowerment? And how do you plan to achieve it? And then you're going to listen. But they don't ask those questions. How do you plan to fight corruption? Looking at the complexity of our environment. Everybody know everybody. How are you going to fight corruption? The how, the why, the when. How many people ask those questions? How many of our citizens are schooled to ask those questions to their political candidate? While you're playing for education, the health sector, infrastructure, agriculture, how many of our people will ask those questions to our candidates? They don't. They don't. Because they are not schooled. Asking questions like, how will you manage the national budget? How do you plan to capture the youth in the budget to tackle unemployment and give access to financial loan and grant to facilitate youth participation in national trade and commerce? How many of our people are schooled to ask those questions? And that is the reason why we are talking today, because civic education is so important and it is lacking in Liberia. That's why our people are continuously making wrong decisions in their voting processes. Civic education must be reinstated in school. We must teach our citizens, the children from down, let them understand the roles of the lawmaker. Let them understand the role of the president, the role of the three branches of government, the legislative, the judiciary, and the executive branch. Let them understand the functions. When they understand the function, they will begin to know that you're not supposed to go to lawmaker house in the morning to go begging for food. You're not supposed to go stand there, because if the man take all his salary and give it to you, how you expect him to take care of his family? If they're queued to the lawmaker house in the morning, you go in the morning and see the lawmaker yard full. People pregnant their wife, they won't go to the hospital. The lawmaker see you to go pregnant your wife. You pregnant your girlfriend sick in the hospital, you go to the lawmaker house. Your toes hurting, you go to the lawmaker house. If the lawmaker takes all of that, their salary that is supposed to take care of themselves and take care of you, how are they going to take care of themselves? That's the reason why, because you have made begging a constant habit, because you are educated, you don't understand the fact that civic education will help you in knowing that you're not supposed to go to any lawmaker house to beg them for food. You need to hold them accountable for their actions. So civic education will teach you that you don't need to go there. Because if that man takes all of his salary and spend it on you and your family, he won't be able to take care of himself. The only way he can take care of himself is to sign bad deals, to sign bad laws on the books, so that the executive will give him money, and then you'll be able to take care of yourself and take care of all of you that come to your house in the morning. That's why our lawmakers are making wrong decisions there. It's not that they don't know what to do. Some of them do know what to do. But because you queue to the house every morning, because you go to their houses every morning, that your son diaper finish, your daughter Robert George tear, you go into the lawmaker house every day to go and beg that man for money, to beg that lady for money. How do you expect them to get the money to give it to you to take care of your own problem? And then how are they going to take care of their own problems? You're not supposed to be begging them. You're supposed to be holding them accountable. You should hold them accountable for lawmaking. Are they making the right laws? You should hold them accountable for oversight. Are they performing their oversight responsibility? You should be holding them accountable for that. You should be holding them. But not to go to their house and be begging them for money. Are they representing you well? Hold them accountable for representation. Are they representing you well? Those are why you're supposed to, when you go into a lawmaker house, you go in there to ask them some of the questions. Why did you sign that bill, Mr. Honorable Lawmaker? Why did you sign that bill? You know that bill is not in our interest. That's why you should be going to their houses, not going to their houses to go and beg for money, to go and beg that your son or your daughter, Robert George, had here, that your children's school fees need to be paid. No, that is not their job. If you keep doing that, you keep electing the wrong people, because the wrong people will get there and they will find money by all means to give it to you. But then all of the concession agreement, all of the laws are supposed to strengthen things in the country, that's supposed to help youth empowerment, because the money will be channeled somewhere else that the executive can use to bribe them, and then they will pass those things. Simply because you go to them every morning, you want this, you want that, you want this, and they have to give it to you. That is wrong. So we should be asking the lawmakers hard questions. Go and ask your candidates hard questions. What is your history of leadership and competence? Do you have any leadership experience? How many years of experience you have? Can you catalog some of the achievements you have had in your leadership role? Those are some of the questions we should be asking our people. But instead, many voters pay their votes on emotions. The man can give people money. Man, I'm me, man. I'm going to vote for that man. The man, I'm me, man. The man passing a car, a windshield, can put a windshield up. Oh, that man, in that man fan, that man pay a fan way or a fan too high. You can't even see the man fan. I don't want to vote for him. They base their leader, their voting decision on party color. I'm a sedition. I'm a unity partisan. I'm from Liberty Party. I'm from ANC. If you base your decision, you'll be making the wrong decision. And some base it on tribal line. I will vote for the man, because the man are crew member. The man are kissing man. The man are bastard man. I'm a bastard brother there. I will vote for him. People base it on religious influence. Yes, on religious influence. I am not voting for him because I know the man are Muslim man. Muslim man can't become nobody in Liberia. Muslim man will not become nobody. I will sit in the country, Muslim man become president. It can't happen. That we're more Christian in the district. How can a Muslim man can become lawmaker? It can't happen. You're not looking at what they can do. You're not looking at their leadership. You're not looking at their contribution to the society, but you're judging them based on religious ground. That means your civic education is poor. You are not civically educated. Some people base it on neighborhood loyalty. Oh man, the man, I believe what the man, my old brother. Man, the man growing old together. Oh yeah, that man from 72nd way by man. Who from Jakarta. And the man I live on the bypass. That is based upon that you voting for him. You're not checking the record to know if the man have if the man have done something criminal in the country. If his character has seen, you don't care about that. But because you knew him 20 years ago from the old road, you voted for him. That means there is something wrong with our true nationalism. We need to go back and renegotiate and reevaluate it. Then we'll make better choice in terms of elections. Some people vote because of popularity. Oh, yeah. My man, the man, I play football together, man. I'm a football player. The man took on the wall stage. I man put Labro on the map. Oh, yeah, the man play volleyball, he play basketball. Oh, yeah, the man a musician, man. That's why I vote for the man. Does that mean he have leadership? Does that mean he has leadership? The answer is no. And this kind of consistent behavior from Liberian voters are always producing leaders who are unprepared, who are unqualified, who are unpatriotic, and unwilling to serve the nation with dignity and integrity. Instead, this kind of negative electoral attitudes have produced leaders that are greedy, leaders that only care about themselves and their family, and leaders that come to power to gain rather than to serve the people. Those are people referred to as misleaders. When you lack civic education, it feeds those kind of information in you. It gives you negative thought. It don't give you open mind to make decisions based on national policy, based on the person political platform. No, you base it on sentiment. You base it on tribal line. You base it on party line. Oh, vote one, vote all. If you let it monkey, you might let it take. You see what you have done for us today. See what you have done for us today. See what you have done for us today. Look at the system. The system is failing. Somebody sometimes asks, what is the essence of having legislators? What is the essence? What is the essence of having that? If they're not even doing things in the interest of the people. So because of increase in civic ignorance among Liberian voters, a new normal has manifested itself today. Something that we call cheap vote for people who can be bought. People that go, so can you be bought for roasted cassava? I'm telling you, cash them out to the Kobo shop. My man vote for my member. The member Kobo, you go vote for the person. Kobo, you vote for the person. You don't know them, but you voted for them because they buy you Kobo. Because the man came on the practice ground and bring a couple of beer, your drink. Oh, the man a good man. You voting for that man. You don't know him from nowhere. You don't know his background. You don't know his manifesto. You don't even know his criminal record or his track record. Nothing. But because he came to the place and brought water for you to drink, he brought solid drink for you to drink. Oh, the man, I'll vote for the man, my man. That is wrong. That means you are not taking your civic education serious. And it's leading to backwardness in our nation. Blind loyalty. Voters stick with tribe, with party, even when the leaders from that tribe and party are failing them. You know that the leader in your party is not doing well. You know he's not doing the right thing, but you are stuck with him. You keep defending him on all social networks. All social media network, you're defending him just because you are a Unity partisan. When you see Unity Party doing wrong, you defend it. Because you are a sedition. When you see CDC government doing wrong, you justify it just because you are associated with the party. You cannot have an independent thought, independent thinking to say, no, what the guys are doing is wrong. This is the right thing. When you speak to it, you lose confidence. Then you think that they will ostracize you. They will take you away. They will call you a vagabond. No, you are speaking truth to power because that is the only way our nation is going to develop. Our nation is going to develop when we call a spade a spade. When we look at white, we say this is white. When it is black, we say this is black. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't make people to think that you're doing something right when they make them to think that they are doing something right when you know they are doing everything wrong. There's low expectation. Some people just have complete low expectation. People don't know what good governance look like. People have not traveled outside of Liberia. People have not seen what it means to have a stable government, to have a functioning government where everything is working, healthcare is working, education system is working, Job is being created. Employment rate is high. Healthcare system is working. Transportation is working. They have not gone outside to see those things. So they got low expectations. All they feel that what they are seeing is the best that can ever happen. No, it's not the best. It's not the best. It's one of the worst that is happening. Look around. Look at other countries. Take a tour. Go right Ivory Coast. Just cross the border. Go Ivory Coast. See development. See what people are doing. Then you will understand that we have been stuck behind because we keep following, we keep voting based on sentiment, based on party line, based on religious affiliation, based on ethnic ground, based on so many other trivial things, other than national issue, other than policy, other than procedural. We ignore them. We follow what we want because somebody told us, I'm a Kissy man and you are a Kissy man too. Somebody say that I'm a Marylander, you are a Marylander. Somebody say I'm a crew man and you're my fellow crew man. We vote for you. That is wrong. If Liberia must stop, must develop, we have to stop those behavior. And this can only start once civic education is reinstated in our school, where our students from elementary school up to senior high level begin to know the functions, duties, and responsibility of their government and their government officials. Then they'll get to understand that if the building role, if the government build role is not a privilege, something that they are supposed to do, that thing was going to be all over the place praising them for. They're supposed to build role, it is part of their job. When they bring electricity, they're supposed to bring electricity, it is part of their job. When they bring water, they're supposed to bring water, it is part of their job. It is not a privilege. You're not doing Liberian a favor. You're doing your job. They are doing their job. They're not doing you any favor. Oh, yeah, this government is doing good. They want you, look at it, look at this. That's something they're supposed to do. That's something you elected them to do. If they are doing it, they are doing their job. Don't give them any additional praise. They are using taxpayer money. It's not their power fund they're taking money from to go do bring electricity in Liberia. It's not their grandpa houses that they sold to make road to come. No, that Liberian taxpayer money. So they are not doing what Egypt did not do. They are not doing what Napoleon did not do in entire military career. They are doing what they are expected to do. What is expected of them. So when they are doing it, and when you understand civic education, you will know that government building roads is part of their duty. You don't need to go sing no praises to them. Government bringing water is part of their responsibility. You don't need to praise them. Government bringing in electricity is part of their duty. You don't need to tell them anything. Government bringing in creating jobs is part of their jobs. You don't need to praise them for it. They're supposed to do it. If they don't do it, you hold their feet to the fire for it. That's what civic education does. It provides you an insight. It gives you an enlightenment to understand how our people are supposed to be treated, how our leaders that we elected are supposed to lead us. Remember, you employ them. You are their employer. They work for you. They are answerable to you. It's not the other way around that you work for them. No. They pay you you pay them from the taxes that you pay. That is what we are confronted with in Liberia today. And the worst part is that, like other people, like I said, we got cheap voters, people that just share their vote, blind loyalists, people that follow you because you're from the party, people with low expectation, they have not traveled, they have not seen outside, so they don't know what is good thing. When they see you putting one small dusty road, you say, oh, the government is doing well. Then we have another new normal called the dependency syndrome. The dependency syndrome, where politicians use poverty as a political weapon. Poor people gather to the houses of representatives and senators to beg for food and money every day, like I mentioned. One day, we went on the somewhere in on the Puebla. How do you call that place? Was this so pack up in area? Going to World Puebla, pack up in. We want to drink some palm wine. When we got to the palm wine shop, we took one or two cups, we were drinking. When I looked, I left my head, I saw one area that is full, a small fence, for a lot of people. I said, wow, the other person we started, I want to party soon. Somebody told me no. Somebody said no. They're not party down there that represent the Thomas Fala horse there. I said, what happened there? He said, my man, that place packed every day. That man will call 1 bag or red, 2 bag or red for people. People just gather in the morning and go to the lawmaker and go sit down there. Are you kidding me? So why you expect him to get the money from? To be cooking food for you to eat every day, to get your transportation every day, to pay your children's school fee when your children rubber your tear to buy a new one, when your son Bobet tear to buy you new Bobet. Where you expect him to get the money from every day? He had to sign bad deals. He had to agree with the executive. Their job is to hold the executive feet to the fire, to make sure that executives are doing the right thing. But how can they do it if you gather to their houses every morning to go and beg for food? You pregnant your girlfriend in the hospital, that the lawmaker trouble, you got to go to your house and go queue up. You want money from your girlfriend. You're well pregnant, you're going to give birth, you got to go to the lawmaker house. You not eat to your house, you got to go to the lawmaker house. Water leaking for your zinc, you go to the lawmaker house. Is that how we're going to continue building the country? If you put your whole problem on the lawmaker, how does he work to make sure that he get money for himself and get money for his family? How does he pass good laws? He know that if you go to a house and he does not give you that money, you're not going to vote for him again, because you basing your judgment on cheap vote, that you want money. You're not basing it on the kind of bill that the man have offered in the house, the kind of legislation that he has brought to parliament, the kind of ideas, the kind of youth empowerment program that he wants to bring. No, you base it on, I went to the man house, the man gave me money. That's why you base it on. That is why you base it on. And because of that, the dependency syndrome in Liberia is getting widespread, completely widespread. That is so sad for our nation. Then there's another phenomenon called the money politics. How people focus on money politics. The voters don't know they deserve better. They don't know that they deserve better. The voters don't understand that. The voters think that elections are about eating. Oh yeah, that's my time to eat now. The election time to come, okay, 10 or 20, I will be eating the money. They think that election is about eating. That's what they think. They think it's about eating. They're forgetting to know that election is about choosing leaders that will lead you and control your future and the destiny and that of your family for the next 6 years or 9 years, as the case may be. That's what election is about. We're not talking about 6 days, or we're not talking about 6 months. We are talking about 6 freaking years of your life. That $10 that you use to vote, because you take $10 and vote for that man, is that $10 that man that you have voted for, he's going to leave you for 6 years. He's going to leave you for 9 years. He's going to make decision for you, make decision for your children and your unborn children and their unborn children, because of $10. Because of $10. That's what can happen. Yes. And this is why Liberia's election often turn into a complete marketplace. Election that you see money flowing all over, because it has become a complete trade thing. People selling votes and people buying votes. People being trucked from here, people being trucked from there. Some people even go to the extent of registering twice because they want $10 from here, $10 from here. What a sick country. What a sick people. What a sick people. People allow themselves to be trucked from the constituency that they don't live in to a place that they have never been before. And I'm talking about places that they might never visit anymore. That was the first and the last time going there. How can you live in Maserado? You let somebody truck you from Maserado all the way to Riverside in place that you don't know. Are you kidding me? And you will never go back to that place. But you voted for a Riverside senator that you don't know, that he's never going to make laws that will affect your local constituency. No. No. And that is sad for our nation. And this is what can happen when we allow money to influence our political and constitutional decision-making process. We tend to vote the wrong people, tend to make the wrong decision. And the major reason why civic education is very important for our people is because civic education teaches the citizens their right to elect their officials without interference or coercion from anyone. It can teach you that. Civic education can do that for you. Civic education can teach the citizens their civic duties on how to choose their leaders. Civic education teaches the citizen on how to examine their elected leader critically. It teaches the citizens on how to question their leader political decision. Why did they sign that concession agreement? Why did they sign that bill? In America here, because of one decision, you will never be lawmaker again. You're done. But how often do we do that in Liberia? Civic education can teach the citizens on how to participate in government and the governing process. It can do that. It provides them with clear educational guidelines. Civic education can also teach the citizens the importance of national value and ethics. How to uphold yourself to an ethical standard. How to hold your government to ethical standard, your lawmakers to ethical standard. And above all, civic education teaches the citizens how to resist corruption and to avoid money politics. It gives you guidelines. When somebody can tell you, say, my man, let go, I'll give you 10 out of 10. I say, no, $10 not value 6 years of my life. $10 does not value 6 years of your life or 12 years of your life. No, it don't value that. So if our nation if we begin to teach civic education in schools, if we begin to teach our people the governing process, if we begin to teach our people how to hold government accountable through civic education, we will have a population that is civically educated. And when we have that, voters will demand real policies, not slogan, not munye munye, not I will say. They will not demand that from you. They will demand policies. You're going to be paying around because you say munye munye. Somebody say, I will say, you all around the place, I will say munye. No, the civic education will teach them how to demand real policies from their lawmakers or from their government officials. The leader will be afraid of losing, of being voted out. So they will always do the right thing. If our people are civically educated, they will hold their leadership accountable for every action and every inaction. Citizens will begin to hold their lawmaker accountable for their action and inaction. They will hold them. They will begin to hold their government official liable for action they took or for action they refuse to take. Political debates among political candidates will become more meaningful. And it will be held in town halls, in city halls, in Palava Hut, in Atayi shop, and intellectual center across the country. People will be questioning the lawmakers, will be questioning their candidates on the governing process, on their manifestos, on how their political platform align with youth development, how their political platform align with youth development agenda. How is it going to empower the youth? How is it going to cater for the healthcare system? How is it going to help corruption? You'll be having a discussion in Ataisha. People will not be bringing them there, bringing candidates just to get $20, $10 from them, or 50,000 Liberian, give it to Ataisha, then you say, oh, bring another candidate. No, civic education will help in those lines. Our youth will become more informed as to what is going on in their country, and they will begin to actively participate in local and national government. That is exactly what civic education can do for them. When the nation is civically educated, corruption in government becomes harder to hide. It will be hard to hide because when you talk so, that's why people can say American people can man them up. America is a church police country. Yes, because they are civically educated. When the people are civically educated, they know when this man does the wrong thing, it's going to affect the neighborhood. It's going to affect the people. That's why you see they will call the police. When that man steal money, they will give out that document to show that yes, he's forged this, he got this, because they are civically educated. Because one man's fault can lead to a whole nation downfall. Read biblical history, read history in time, military history, political history. Read them. You see how one person downfall have led one person negligence has led to the downfall of the entire nation. It happens. So that's the reason why when you are civically educated, they provide guidance on how to proceed, how to protect your community, how to protect your neighborhood. When the nation is civically educated, corruption, like I said, it becomes very, very difficult. Nobody can just see money and walk away because somebody will report you from somewhere. Even your best friend can report you. Community will become partners in government and the governing process. They won't sit and become spectators. A critically educated population and a civically educated population is a politically powerful population that holds their government and public officials accountable for their action and inaction. That's why we are advocating for civic education. Today we have lawmakers that came to the people, to the desperation of the people. They lied to the people. They created platforms, got attached to the people through social media, calling themselves lights, calling themselves all sorts of names that they have never manifested. They tell the people when we get there, we'll expose this. Some of them, like in the like of Dara DeLong, say when they get there, they will cut their salary, but they will not make more than 5,000. Look at what happening today. When you question government official of riding private plane, today you are sitting riding private plane, sitting in business class, and you question business class. That means you are not just a leader. You are a self-aggrandized man that is waiting for the best, the opportunity to unfold itself so you can prey on the people. And that's exactly what we are seeing today. That's exactly why. You question how much $1,000 car you can ride. Today, see the car that Dara is riding. Look there. Those are not people that you can trust. Those are not, if you want to know that these politicians will be the things they're actually saying, wait for their regime. Regime-driven politicians are not politicians you can trust. I remember vividly when I was in Liberia, during the time of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You have people like Akara grade them in the house. They were there grounding government. They were the masses' voices. You have people like Buffer Chamber. They were in the house. They were grading the Ellen Johnson government regime. You had a Dixon Sibo them. They were because they were in opposition. They were opposition lawmakers. So people say, "Oh yeah, these are the guys that will change stuff." But when CDC comes to power, what happened? They became regime oriented. You don't grade people like that. Those are failed politicians. Politicians that dance to the tune, to the rhythms of their political party. You don't do that. Politicians that don't see the reality to call a spade a spade. Those are not politicians. They are self-driven and self-seeking politicians. We don't count them as leaders. They are belly-driven leaders. They are misleaders. And they have long lost the script of leadership. We don't count them. Lawmaker will come. Canada will come and tell you, say, I will do this. When I become this, you look in your constituency today. People that were selling planks from a plank factory today, they have universities. They have schools all over. They have farms that worth how much $1 million. Look at their property. Is that what you call leadership? And you use them as a model, and you have people that is becoming a bandwagonist to them. People that attack other people because somebody called them corrupt. You attack them. You go to them and attack them. You attack their family. You curse their family and do stuff because somebody referred to a politician. Not even you, but somebody that you're not even getting anything good from. He gave you chicken change that you still need more. You still help. You still need more money. The money they gave you is not even sufficient to take care of you and your family or your bills. It's not even sufficient to take care of your bills. But you put your life on the grounding stone for them. I say your life is dependent on them. Before then, you existed. The God that made you will never let you to eat sin. Even if you back for them or you don't back for them, God will be your provider. Stop putting your life on the line for these people. You can't trust them. There's no way a lawmaker or a politician will come from zero in less than 5, 6 to 12, 13 years. You see having skyscraper here, condominiums here, university here. Then you're thinking that it's going to help. It is not going to help. You are wasting your time. They are using you. They will use you, abuse you, and dump you. How many, and I will be calling, like I said, people in the likes of Thomas Fowler. How many of Thomas Fowler colleagues, or people that empower him, people that work within his circle, how many of them have what got 1% of what he has? How many of them can show 1% of what the property he has? How many of them? How many of them can show 0.5% of what he has? All those that have put their life on the line for him, all those that have been bearing witness to them, how many of them today can boast of 1% of what he has? None. The answer is none. But you put yourself, you put yourself in hand where you create enemyship with everybody in your community, everybody abroad, everywhere. You create enemyship just because you want to please one man that is providing you absolutely nothing much. What he's giving you is cheeky change. It doesn't worth your character. It doesn't worth your existence. Don't kill yourself for those people. They ought to be called corrupt leaders. They should be called corrupt leaders. That is not leadership. That is not leadership. When a leader does wrong, call him a wrongdoer. When he's a criminal, call him a criminal. There's nothing wrong with that. Let us stop being ballot-driven supporters. Let us be realists. Let us be able to call a spade a spade. I understand Liberia is hard. Yeah, people got to eat. People got to do this. But you don't have to go to that extent of like wanting to make him a sacrifice for him before you think that you're going to survive. No. No. When the government's supposed to be providing for the people, and the government is failing, is because our people are electing the wrong leaders. They're electing the wrong leaders. And that election is ongoing. People will continue to elect wrong leaders. And we see that every day. We see those things coming on every day. But is it changing? It's not changing. Nothing is changing. It's the same. It's the same. They will make all of the promises. All of the promises. When I become representative, I will do this. I will do that. I will do this work. Your help and make them lawmaker. To even see them at war. For you to be able to, for you not to be able to see a lawmaker, that means he's doing the wrong thing. Or you going to him for the wrong thing. You can't be asking the man for money every day. You can't go to the lawmaker house every day. It's wrong. It's wrong. But you should be able to make him to provide constituency report every year. In that report, let him provide it on time. You scrutinize the report. You ought to call yourself intellectuals. Scrutinize the report. Boho in the report. When he comes for the constituency meeting, you bring a feet to the fire. But all of those meetings are stage managed. All of those meetings are stage managed. He can't just do it because all of you are there, because you already gave us something in your pocket. But you forget to know that your future for 6 years is gone. Your future for 6 years is gone. Some of us, we are happy. We managed to come to America. We're setting the pace. We're setting the foundation. I know many of you that are doing this thing, you don't just want to do it, but it's condition that is making you guys to do it. I understand. But there are some times you might be able to say, no, I can't do this. If I would die for it, if I would be hungry, let me be hungry. I can't do it. Stand for something or you will fall for everything. So, fellow Liberians, I just don't want to. I've taken some of your time and I really appreciate. Like I said, the line is open. The line is open if you want to call to participate. You can call on WhatsApp. The number is +267 559 4052. If you want to call to participate, the number is +267 559 4052. That's the WhatsApp number. You can add the WhatsApp number add it to your WhatsApp account, and you can be able to call on the show. And then for this is one of our listener here, Jion Jala. He said our society needs this kind of information. Keep on good job, brother. Yes, of course we need this kind of information, and we'll continue to provide it on Filter. We're not on their payroll. We're not worried about them. Our job is to provide credible, reliable, and informative programs to our listeners. I know a lot of people not tend to be listening because we're not cussing man cause yet. We're not singing hallelujah praises song, so all of people not interested. Yeah, but the few people that will listen to these messages, the few people that will carry the message out there, it will get to the rightful listener, the rightful owners, and they will hear and they will know that we are speaking truth to power. I don't care how many persons watching the live. I don't care if no one is watching the live. I will continue to speak. The good thing about social media, it restores those information. It stores those information and it's there from time immemorial. Anybody will be able to see it in the future, and they will know that we stood our ground. We stood out and called spade a spade, and we spoke truth to power without fear, without favor. We were able to call a spade, and we'll keep on doing it. Like I said, this platform is not only for politics. You see, today we're talking about civic education. How the lack of civic education have brought a very poor governing process in our country because our people are not civically educated. Civic education needs to be taught back in school, from elementary back to senior high. They need to know how the government is supposed to do. They need to know when the government build road, it's not a favor that they have done. They are performing their job. When the government bring electricity, it's not favor they did for your community. They are doing their job that they were elected to do. When they bring water, it's not favor. When they create jobs, it's not favor. It's something that they were elected to do. It's something that they're supposed to do. And if they don't do it, you can hold their feet to the fire. You can peacefully gather and march on the street demanding electricity. You can peacefully gather, march on the street demanding roads. You can peacefully gather, march on the street, demand employment. You need to be employed. The government must create the mechanism. They must create the environment to make it to work. You can peacefully gather. Your constitution allows that. Nobody will tell you it's disrespectful to tell the government that what they say is a lie. Nobody will tell you it's disrespectful to look at the authority and say the information you provided is a misinformation. It's never disrespectful. It's never disrespectful. And I will tell you today, fellow listeners, Liberia is our common denominator. We will travel all over the world. Look at them. All politicians, they travel all over the world, they will go back home because there is nowhere like home. And I'm encouraging every Liberian that are outside here in America, in Europe, in Australia, anywhere, North America, South America, everywhere that you are. If you have the opportunity to invest in your country, invest. Invest in agriculture. Invest in tourism. Invest in any sector you can invest. Healthcare, education, invest. Because when we have a lot of investment there, we begin to hold the government feet to the fire. Like I'm holding my government feet to the fire today because I have my investment there. I have my investment there, so I got to hold the government feet to the fire because I don't want nothing to go out of control and then our investment become a loss. So we must hold government accountable. And in holding our government accountable, we must let our citizens, our voters know their roles. Some of the mistakes that they are making that is giving up bad leaders. Because you're voting based on sentiment. Oh yeah, you're voting because you and I man live on the old road together. You're voting because the guy was a 72nd, your old road, your Jokatan brother. You're voting because you and him went to the same school. No. Look at his political pronunciamento. Look at his political platform. What does he have to offer? Look at his track record. What has he done? Look there. And when I will tell you something, when they say what has somebody done, it doesn't mean that the person should come and build road in your community first. No. It doesn't mean that the person should come and get scholarship. No. Look at the record. Okay, what the man did for Liberia. This man served the military. He was an officer in the military. He served for 15, 20 years. He served with clarity and distinction. His records are impeccable. He did this. He put his life on the line for the nation. And because the man has put his life on the line, the greatest service that a man can provide, the greatest service that a man can provide for a nation is to be willing to lay down his life for his country. It's not a service of being president. No, to be president is a service, but it is a reward. It is a reward. To be senator is service, but it's a reward service. They are rewarding you. To be representative is a reward. To be a minister is a reward. But to be a policeman is not a reward. It's a service that you put yourself as the front liner. To be a firefighter is not a reward. It's a service that you put yourself on the line to get consumed by fire. Talk about immigration. You put yourself on the line when the country is involved with crimes and stuff. You put yourself on the line before you get to the military. The military men have agreed to lay his life down in terms of war. Which other service can a man give? Jesus Christ's greatest service to mankind, God's greatest service to mankind was to send his only begotten son that lay his life down for us, for mankind. We Christians, that's what our Bible says. He laid his life down to save us. That is the greatest service that God has given to man. He sent his son to lay his life down. So if a soldier that chose to lay his life down for fellow citizens, that soldier has provided greatest service ever that any other thing can buy. So you don't evaluate him when he's running for public office to say, what has he done? You don't evaluate him to say, oh, the man have not built a bus stop. No, but he agreed to serve your country. He agreed to die for you in terms of war. Not because during your day you didn't see the war, that means he was not prepared to sacrifice when war eventually will have come. The police officers that are standing on the street, they are sacrificing. Cars are hitting them. Those are service. Those are service. Somebody will tell you, say, oh, the president is serving. Yes, but he's being rewarded. Presidential service is a reward they give you. Minister is a reward. Senator is a reward that they give you. So when a military man or policeman, when you see a retired firefighter or a fire DEA officers, when you see them running for public office, support them because they have served. They need reward. That is the reward they receive by you electing them. It means you told them that their service were not in vain. Vote for them because they are going to the legislature with something that they can add value to. Now some people go to the legislature with zero knowledge. They don't know anything. They just go there. Noise making in the leg of Yeke Koluba. Just make noise. So lawmaker exists only when there is noise. On a normal playing ground where they say, let's propound idea, let's come up with solution to move the nation forward. Put pen to paper, let's move our nation forward. They will not suffice. They cannot make it because their scores are empty. They got nothing to contribute. So people like that only survive in noise. They want to see a chaotic situation, then that's where they triumph. When they play noisy, then you put pressing, oh, yeke. But you put pen to paper, put the yeke down, put pen to paper. Put him down, get him pen to paper, let him sit and prepare out there, them a lawmaker. Zero you get from him. I love the gentleman, I love the young man. I don't know him in person. I love him. But I'm only saying this so that they can refine. You got to refine your politics. You need to add some hygiene to your politics. If you don't add hygiene to your politics, you just, everywhere you go is noise. You make noise. You disrupt section. You do this in the name of your queen. That means you don't even have a leadership quality, because that place is a place where the exchange of ideas takes place. You must be able to convince your colleagues on your idea. If they don't buy it, they don't buy it. But if you can convince them to support the bill, that means you are a leader. Not because they say they're not supporting this, then you go and disturb the whole section. Then you think that you're doing for the Liberian people favor. You're not doing the favor. You're disrupting sections. It's wrong. You need to go and propound idea. My brother Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
But man, you are welcome back.
Thank you, Judge.
I've been pushing the idea. I was hoping that somebody could join me. Finally, you came, my man. I hope you've been following.
Yeah, I just started following not too long, and after reading the topic under discussion, I say let me pop in and give my contribution, on the discussion.
Yeah, my brother, and I really appreciate you coming. And like I said to all listeners, to all followers, the show is open. I'm not. This show is not like other shows where you have to be either a senior government official or a lawmaker or something before we bring you on the platform. No, it's open to every Liberian that want to say the truth. It is open to whether you're from ANC, you're from CDC, you're from Unity Party. Come, I just want you to be able to speak the truth. So, Brother Jimmy, you are most welcome. Like you saw the topic, we are talking about. The topic is from the ballot to bad governance. How the lack of civic education has fueled bad leadership and bad governance in Liberia. So that's what we've been talking about. So what's your take on it? You think civic education? You think to some extent, what you think civic education have done? The lack of civic education, now they take it from the schools. They don't teach it anymore. You think our voters are being educated on how to proceed in terms of making voting decisions? What do you think about that?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity, George. This is a very important topic, and I encourage every Liberian, to join in and and contribute. I think this should be a campaign, actually, because this is an issue that affects the country, and if care is not taken at this time, it will worsen the situation. Now, to the topic, the Ellen Johnson administration made a grave mistake by taking civic education out of school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where in the world that you were deprived citizens of learning about their governance system. That in itself is gross human violation. In my opinion, it's a gross human violation, and I think this government should go back and undo that particular proclamation, or whether it was an executive order that was passed. They need to undo that, because this generation has no idea of their system of government, how it operates, how accountability should be handled. They have no idea at all, George. Why? Because where they're supposed to learn these things have been blocked from them. So they are just moving in a direction where, when a politician make a statement, as long as they are supporting that politician, they don't know their right as to whether what that politician is saying is in their interest or is against their interest. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So your topic, from ballot to bad governance, it's a very interesting topic, because at the ballot, before the ballot, politicians make a lot of promises.
Yep.
Some run on the platform of fighting corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Ran on the platform of holding corrupt government officials accountable.
Yes.
Ran on the platform of reinstalling social justice in the justice system.
Yes.
Ran on the platform of equal justice. But after the people have listened to these promises or to these platforms that they run on, they go to the ballot and vote those people.
Yeah.
then when they get into power, they forget the promises that they made to the people. You see, I'm not a politician, but Aristotle said, man by nature is a political animal.
We are all political animals.
So to some extent, we possess that political characteristics.
Of course.
And we need to activate that characteristics. Every Liberian must activate that characteristics to begin to hold their government accountable, to begin to hold their representatives and senators accountable for how they are using their money, how they are, what laws are they making, and how their oversight responsibility in their various districts and counties are being, pay attention to.
Of course.
Okay. Look at it. Look at the budget. Look at the budget, George. I hope sometime we have the time to look at the budget. We have a good analyst that will come here and we look at the budget. Look at the budget. Look at what they have there for the legislature.
Of course. I mean, we can. If you guys have the time, we can look at the budget like on the weekend. I don't know where you guys availability are, so we can get a couple of people who can look at the budget. I already have we can take a deep dive into the budget and see, and we can do that. That depends on your availability, because
that is
budget,
very.
Yeah, it's a very important issue that needs to be discussed right now.
Yes.
Liberians need to know what is in that budget. Liberians need to come on the street and protest. Liberians need to protest, gather, and tell the government that the budget does not support youth, especially the youth. Should be able to get on the street and let people know that the budget is in no way in their favor.
Yeah,
we can do that.
Let's look at a budget on the legislature. George.
Mm-hmm.
You have 102, individual that pocket millions of dollars every budget year.
Yeah.
We gave them money for vacation that we call agriculture break. Which one of them have a farm in their district?
Some of them don't even have garden. Where's their farm?
We gave them job, and then we buy them car. We buy them car, and then we gas those cars. We pay their house, even though some of them have their own houses they build, but we pay rent for them.
For them, of course.
Staff that work in their homes, we pay them.
Yeah.
George, a country as poor as Liberia is, tell me that is not crime against humanity.
That's it.
How many youth in Liberia want to go to vacation school but have no means of going to vacation school, but senators or representatives take thousands of dollars on agriculture break.
Yeah, we see that every time, and all of the budgets it reflects that. Everything reflect that.
Every year, the government allocate county development funds. What are those developments that are being undertaken in the counties? There's no tangibles, Josh.
No,
there's no tangibles for all the allocation that they make in the budget. I think we have to, amend the constitution where representatives, and senators will lose our allocation power.
I mean, it's sad, brother. It's sad for people that because you see, I'm just to hold you to this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 branches of government.
Yeah.
In every country, a country where the legislature succumb to the executive, that means that country is going nowhere. Because the legislators supposed to be able to hold the executive feet to the fire.
Right.
should make them to do the right thing. So if the legislature is a rubber stamp legislature, if they are legislature that is always being bought by the executive, then you have an issue. So the executive will do whatever they want. And all of these things, like I said, it boils down on the topic on civic education. Who do you elect as your lawmaker? Because if the voters are not schooled civically, they will vote the wrong leaders. Like now,
Yes.
you get lot of voters, the population within the community go to a lawmaker house in the morning. The yard is full of people. Some of them go for school fees. Some of them that baby rubber jaw, yeah, they want rubber jaw. Some of them, when you go, they say they pregnant their girlfriend. They want their wife to know. So they want lawmaker to help them get their money to go remove the pregnancy. You know, all those kind of trivial things. They go to the lawmaker for the lawmakers to give them money. If the lawmaker takes his salary and give it to you, that he's supposed to use to take care of your family, how you think he's going to get money to take care of himself? He's going to agree to the legislature and sign bad concessions and sign bad deals where he's going to get kickback. And that is what we are confronted with. So all these things boil down to civic education. Civic education should be reinstated so people can know that you're not supposed to go to lawmaker to ask them for money. When you're going to meet the lawmaker, you should be going to meet the lawmaker on policies issue. Those are some of the things that we are stressing on here tonight, my brother.
Josh, we live in a Western world, like America. We see that currently the Republicans are in the majority in both, houses, the Senate and the representative. But you see how the Democrats are holding the Republican, government feet to the fire, even though they are in the minority. But there are certain issues that require, not just the majority, but a certain, threshold of vote got to be reached before that particular thing passes. You are aware of the government shutting down. That's because they have a Congress that does not, or that is not in bed with the White House. Try that in Liberia. The brown envelopes will roll, and
they keep rolling every day.
We should not have a country where the president does what he wants to do.
Liberia is a typical example. And
the people who have the responsibility to hold the president, accountable of not doing just what he wants to do are the legislatures.
Can you imagine the legislatures? And to just hold you to this point, can you imagine the legislatures after the election, when they go to office, even before the president takes office, they elect their speakers, right? They elect the person that's supposed to lead them. They choose among themselves and elect somebody that they want to be their leader. Yeah. But when the president that took office later on came and will say, "Oh no, I don't want that man." You people will go and out your own leader that you chose, your own leader that you elected. You will go and remove him from office or remove her from office because the president doesn't want to work with them. Where are we in reasoning?
Josh, when politics take over the interests of the people, it no longer become politics, it become politics.
Of course.
And that's what happened in that case. Okay. The previous speaker was an opposition. It is okay to have an opposition speaker. But the opposition speaker that they had, He was giving everything to them that they wanted.
He did not even disagree.
Yeah. Why remove him?
Because you are not from the party.
You see? Why remove him? Because they have this mind that, oh, the man is doing this. In the future, he was, he may switch. So that's getting out now before it gets late.
But I thought the president supposed to use that, or the government supposed to use that to their advantage, in the sense that this is an opposition speaker, but we use him to get what we want. I thought it's supposed to be an advantage to you. And, you know. So, but before we continue this, let me just read a comment from Mr. Joseph Saka. Mr. Joseph Saka is one of our loyal followers. He always follow us. He said, unfortunately, because of abject poverty, our people cast their ballot or their vote based on instant benefit. That is, if you give me money or a single bag of rice, now I will give you my vote. This is how our voting process has always been like, especially from the beginning of the evolving digital era. Trucking people from one county to another, or from one district to another, is grave electoral violence. However, this is how these guys use these strategies and succeed in a system to enrich themselves. So you see that?
Yeah. To speak to that comment, or Josh.
Yeah.
We all know how truck voting is affecting the various counties, because you take somebody from Monserrado to go make a decision for another person in Grand Jide County.
Can you imagine that?
That man doesn't live in Grand Jide County. He doesn't understand the struggle of the people in Grand Jide County.
No.
You see? No. So you impose a leader on them, and you forget to know that you're coming back to Monserrado.
Yeah.
Whoever you left in Monserrado, when they vote in the majority, they give you a leader that you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the end of the day, everybody becomes citizen journalists.
Yeah.
They want to speak ill of the other person, but in the first place, you saw your right for $10, for $20.
Yeah. For some people, for even Kobo, for Cassava. Who's that Cassava?
My brother. So now, what integrity you have to hold these people accountable?
That's the thing. And that's where civic education comes in.
Exactly. That's where civil education comes in.
Yes.
Now, that election is gone. We have those people in power now. What civil education strategy?
Yes.
That the civil society organizations in Liberia are putting in place to counter those attitudes so that they can be repeated in 2029?
The answer is none. Because civil institution is being bought by the ruling establishment. It's being bought by certain lawmakers. They bribe them. They give them pocket change. So because of that, they can't even speak to AOC society anymore. Look at it. Look at the religious community. Look at our religious community. How many times have you seen our religious leader come out to criticize or to tell government that this action they took was wrong? How many times have you seen that? You can't see it because even the religious man fighting hard to be a religious advisor to the president. He won't be religious advisor to the vice president. So they don't want to speak ills against society. They don't want to do that. So the society is falling apart.
You know, Josh, last time when you hosted us on, that topic, about, the religious
institutions,
the role of religious institution.
Yeah.
And I said something, and I think I was responding to something that one of the panelists have said about the role of religious leaders in the days, their involvement in politics, in the Bible, like in the days of old, about 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And my response was that those prophets and men of God could speak to a king, and the king listened to them because
Mm-hmm.
they were independent of the
Very
king's
independent. Yes.
or
Independent.
I call it government.
And that's the
In
key
the
word, independent. That's the key
yes,
word. They were independent.
yes. So it is okay for the church to get involved in politics, or for Christian or religious leader to get involved in politics. But when you get there, what do? We see the story of Daniel.
Yes.
Daniel stood his ground that he will not
Mm-hmm.
eat from the king's table.
You're not eat the food. Yes. He said he will not eat the food of he will not eat those people food.
Yes,
You can't do it.
George.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry for that break. Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
when Daniel got appointed into government, what did he still do? He still
said it.
remain the child of God, or the
Mhm.
Christian that he was among the pagans.
Yes.
And
He said you're not
because of
Babylonian food. So you're not do
because
it.
of that, the king have to stand up and say, worship the God of Daniel from today on.
Of course. Stay your ground.
So stand your ground. Don't
Stay
go
your
to bed. Don't go to bed on the same thing you advocated on before getting there. You see? So, Josh, the issue of civil education in Liberia, it needs to go back. It needs to go back in the various schools.
Yes, civic education is very important.
Most of our young people in this generation, after us, Josh, they do not know their rights and responsibility. And that is why they are being swept, among politicians. They are being tossed, I call it, between politicians. They go for the higher bidder. If you are a higher bidder today, they go with you, selling their future for the current situation.
Yes.
Those same people, I always tell people, I say, every time you go to vote, think about how long that person will be in that chair, and add that year to how old you will be when that person is leaving.
How old your children will be when they're leaving too.
Yes. You see?
Yeah.
So don't vote for the present, vote for the future.
For the future.
So,
Yes. For the future.
So that when you get there tomorrow, you will have an easy pass than what you have. So, George, I think this has to be a strong advocacy from civil society organizations.
Yeah. From citizens too. Because civil society is failing the people. The civil society organization is failing the people. So citizens the youth have to come up. They have to rise up. We're not telling you to go break anywhere. We're not telling you to go put tire on the street and put fire on it. We're telling you to peacefully gather. Demand government to bring back civic education.
George, and this is where I think the church is supposed to come in.
Yeah.
The church is supposed to come in and advocate for the rights of the people.
The church not even
the last time when I said the church needs to unite and speak in one voice.
Unison, yeah.
When the church speak in one voice, the government will bow to the church.
Yeah, of course.
And
but guess what happens? The churches nowadays, how many of them even willing to even preach the gospel? They're preaching prosperity things. So how can they even be in unison? If you're preaching what the Bible says and you're following by that principle, it's easy for you to work together. But the pastors having their own selfish gain, The deacon get his own self-interest, and because they fall apart, he go and form his own church. So that's how we see the proliferation of church all over the place. They're not even in unison with the Bible. What the Bible says, they're not even working together with it. So how would they even come to conscientize a government if they can't even get themselves united? That is why we are confronted with it.
One of the purpose of the church, why the church was founded, was for advocacy.
Yes.
We saw that through the ministry of Jesus. He advocated for the poor, those who couldn't, talk. He talked for them.
Mm-hmm.
He did not only advocate, but he demonstrated, the true meaning of advocacy.
Yeah.
Those who were hungry, he fed them.
Mm-hmm.
Those who were sick, he healed them. Those who needed clothes,
Yeah.
And he put that all in the Bible so that the next generation of church leaders will see it and follow it. But today, we have shifted from that whole thing. The church don't even preach salvation anymore.
No, they preach
A lot of the churches don't preach salvation.
No more. So, Jimmy, let's look at the comment from Mr. Sago again. Say, I strongly believe that to where the country has reached, civic education won't really stop the people from begging because of the lack of job creativity. So, Mr. Sago, to this one, the reason why people advocate for civic education is because civic education provide. Sorry, let me go back to it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, let me go back to it. Okay. So civic education, we know it's not going to alleviate it right away. It's not going to stop it. Boom, let's say get out. No. But civic education will begin to remind the people, that you can't do this. The people will be begging. Yes, we agree. But then why beg? Because there is no job. So civic education can provide youth with the mindset, the civic mindset that the youth can get on the street and protest to the government that they need job. The youth can get on the street and peacefully march and assemble and go and give their petition to the legislature, to the president, that Mr. President will need job. That's the kind of education that civic education can give. And with that, you put the government feet to the fire. When the government feet is to the fire, they'll be forced to create avenue for people to work. And I will give you an example of something that was trending on the internet some time ago. I think you guys heard about the country called Eritrea. Eritrea, it came a time, the women, is on all the social media, the women of Eritrea gathered. They protested on the street. They walked to the national legislature, demanding the government to provide men for them to marry, because the men population had decreased in the country. I saw that thing and I followed it. It was a real event that actually took place. The women gathered that because of fewer men, the government, because it is the government responsibility to provide. So if the women are demanding the government to provide men, why about you demand the government to provide jobs? Because men, you should be born, baby grow before you can do that one. But the government had to put in policies. Some of the policies they put in place was to open their immigration. They open immigration. They allow men to come in, foreign men to come in and marry their women. Foreign men came in, they provided jobs, provided place for them to live, and then it solved this problem. So if it can be done to human being, what about job? If the youth gets on the street and tell the government, hold the government accountable for their unemployment crisis, make sure that tell the government that we are on this road for 3 days. We're not going to leave this street. We're going to gather in front of the legislature. We're not going to leave this place until you can show us a solution for jobs. The government will recast that budget to create things that the youth need to get jobs. They're going to cut their spendings. But until the youth can do it, the government feel that the youth are okay with what's going on. So
George,
peaceful protest is okay. Yes, sir.
George,
Yes, sir.
yeah, check check the successful countries, or countries in the Western world. Check all of them and see which one of them had a government to be the highest employer.
None. None. Government
Now,
is high employer. That means your economy is
go,
dead.
there's no way government can provide jobs, in government for all her citizens.
Never.
So the way to make the people independent, and I believe politicians in Africa are playing that smart game. They don't want to invest in private sector. And it is the private sector that creates jobs for the majority of the citizens.
Yeah.
You see? Why are we always waiting for foreign companies to come to Liberia? They pass concession that take our resources instead of government creating the avenue for our citizens to be able to run some of these same adequate companies in the country.
Yeah.
Eh? Why can adequate government or adequate privatize agriculture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We look at people with their credentials, and give them, okay, my man, we are giving you 50 million in the budget this year to do rice farming.
Yeah.
We are giving you adequate to 25 million in the budget this year for you to do cassava farming, and make sure cassava is processed in various forms that Liberian can consume.
Yeah.
Just think about how many jobs that 50 million will create in Liberia that is run by a Liberian. Think about how many jobs that 25 million will create for Liberians, in Liberia, and the money that is being spent will circulate right in the economy.
Yeah. But they will not do it. They won't go out to beg. The government
They
won't
go out
to beg for money to come take care of the agriculture thing. And
yes.
There was one thing that I told somebody. I said, listen, the few days Asila Mentor gave 200 million sign on bonus that we saw. I think it's sign on bonus or so. That was not money that government already expecting.
No,
Okay,
it's free money.
The money have come up. That 200 million. Can you put it in LBDR for agriculture purposes to empower agriculture? You're forced to put it in you're forced to put it in the budget so you can say your budget here 1 billion. You're forced to put it there.
Just
money. So my brother, let we'll delve into the budget thing. I think if you guys have the time on the weekend, on the weekend we can do it. The time is fast spent. And that I will give you the opportunity to give your parting statement. Then from there I will give mine. Then we are approaching 2 hours on the show. We plan not to exceed 2 hours. No, we'll just stay between 1 to 2 hours. Yeah. So just based on the topic, just give your parting statement. We will definitely work behind the scene to create a time for the budget where we'll get a lot of other people on the platform to talk about the budget. This time around, I'm not going to bring a lot of people in because if you bring a lot of people in, people don't have a lot of time to talk.
Yeah.
People don't have a lot of time to talk. So we're gonna get a fewer people that understand the budgeting, that knows how it's supposed to be, most especially youth, and some economists and some accountants that'll be able to talk about the budget situation. So Jimmy, when next have you on the show, you can give your parting statement to our listeners, our audience. Yes.
Yeah, Josh. Thank you for allowing me to share my view on the topic under discussion. I just want to say to every Liberian, read more.
Yeah.
Those of you who are going to school in Liberia, read. Look for interesting topic. Look for empowerment topics. Read on them, because
Yeah.
one of the greatest poverty that is killing our nations around Africa and even around the world is the poverty of the mind. That
Yeah.
poverty is hard for it to be alleviated. And the only thing that can alleviate it is by reading and getting yourself informed. And we call
Yeah.
on our national government to reintroduce civil education in the education sector. It is very important for the young population. Whatever reason, those who scrap it out had in mind, I think they are doing the young generation an injustice, by not educating them on their rights and responsibility. And a nation where the rights and responsibility of the people is hidden from them, that nation is bound for destruction. So thank you, and I hope to always be here when I can, and whenever we receive the invitation, we always try to be here, because this is how we can start giving back to our people. So thank you for having me, Josh.
Thank you, Mr. Kezula. I really appreciate. Like I said, we will talk about it. We're going to create time to talk about the budget. The budget is a topical issue that we need to talk about. So I really appreciate your time, and I say thank you. Have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you.
So, fellow Liberians, you heard it from one of our panelists a few minutes ago. A country where the rights of the people, their duties and responsibilities is being hidden from them, that country is doomed. That country is doomed. It is doomed. So, fellow Liberians, as we bring this powerful discussion to a close, let us remember one undeniable truth. Liberia will only rise when her citizens rise, not in anger, not in violence, but in knowledge. Tonight, we confronted a painful reality. Bad governance is not born on Inauguration Day. No. It is born at the ballot box. It is born when citizens vote without understanding their power. It is born when we allow poverty, tribal, party loyalty, or small gift to determine the future of our nation. If the people are not educated, the nation cannot be liberated. Civic education is not just knowledge, it is power, it is protection, and it is progress. A vote cast in ignorance is a vote cast against your own future and the future of your children and their unborn children. Until the Liberian people can understand their power, the power to determine who lead them and how to lead them, bad leaders will continue to lead the country and the nation will continue to bleed. For too long, civic ignorance has kept Liberians powerless while corruption thrives. For too long, we have accepted broken promises and celebrated politicians instead of holding them accountable. For too long, we have allowed leaders to exploit our silence, our confusion, our lack of civic awareness. But it does not have to stay this way, my people. It don't have to stay this way. The future of Liberia is not in the hands of few powerful people. It is in the hands of millions of ordinary Liberians who decide the direction of the country every election, every day, with every choice they make. If we want good governance, if we want accountability, if we want better schools, better hospitals, better jobs creation, better leaders, then we must first build better citizens, informed, confident, courageous, and civically educated. Let tonight be a turning point in our country history. Let this conversation spark a movement of awareness, responsibility, and national awakening. Because when the people understand their power, the nation becomes unstoppable. But when the people remain uninformed, the nation remains unfinished. Thank you for joining us on the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the truth, and then the truth has no filter, where we speak it raw, we speak it real, and we speak the truth unfiltered. This is a platform where the people have the final say. I want to say thank you for listening. Please share our view, share our comment, like, share. You can subscribe, ask your friends and family and loved ones to subscribe to our channel, to follow our page, to give us their comment for improvement. Like I said, this platform is open. We need panelists. We need people to join us, people that want their voices heard, people that want government to be held accountable. We don't care of your political affiliation. You can come from any political party. You can come and say what you want to say. All we're going to do here, we're going to keep the platform neutral. The platform is not going to bend or fold to any political leader. It's not going to do that. We're going to remain independent. But you can come with your voice. You can be a sedition. You can be a unity partisan. Come and if you feel you can defend your party, come on. But this platform is going to remain neutral. So on this note, I want to say thank you for being with us. Thank you for participating on the show. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your analysis. Like our show, share it. Please subscribe. We need that subscription on our YouTube. We need it on Instagram. We need it on TikTok. The information that is being provided, your share, your commenting is giving us ground to continue to move forward. We want to be able to share on all social media when we are broadcasting. But this will only happen if you can help us to get the required numbers of followers or share that we need. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate. And we ask you whenever next time that we are playing, we are coming up live, come and join us and form part of this initiative. We say thank you and God bless you.
From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard.
Yeah! You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight.
Liberia.
Let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian voices unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian voices unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, Liberian voices unfiltered. Your story, your power, your sound. Healthcare, education,
Yeah. Yeah. You tune into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices, Unfiltered. Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise. From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all got a say. Unfiltered voices, paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Yeah, we tell it how it is.
Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
The people's mic, the nation,
Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Mopukala to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
your story, your power, your sound.
Voices Unfiltered. Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Your story, your power, your sound.
Healthcare, education, we go discuss. From clinics to classrooms, who can we trust? Social justice, human rights, we shine in truth like city lights. Public policy, rule of law, building Liberia strong and raw. Trade and commerce, business flow, empower the people, help us grow. So, fellow Liberians, I want to say thank you for joining us. We appreciate. Share our page. You can share the video on your page. Share it on your page. Let a lot of Liberians watch it, a lot of young Liberians, so they can know their civic responsibility. Let government officials see that too. Let our page follow us on YouTube. You can subscribe, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. On Facebook, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. On Instagram, we are on Instagram. We are on TikTok also, Liberian Voices Unfiltered. So we appreciate you. We'll tell you thank you for supporting us. We know you're going to be with us through time, through generations, because this platform came to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be right here. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good evening. And have a good rest of the day. Till we meet again, I say ciao.